Welcome attendees to today's webinar. This is your host. My name is Ricardo, and I will moderate today's session for you. Now, today's webinar is on enhanced simulation throughput with SimManager. We are honored to have our esteemed presenters, Jan Niendorf and Simon Buchner. Just to give you some background, Simon works as a consultant in various custom projects with tasks ranging from pre-sales to operations, and he developed a strong background in SimManager configuration, integration, development, and operations, and has been engaged for over the past 8 years. Jan is project manager for SimManager projects with focus on the automotive industry. He has more than 24 years of experience with SPDM projects, starting with the precursor of SimManager, followed by SimManager projects for the last 20 years. With them, we also have Ashok. Ashok is an experienced professional with over 16 years of experience in engineering design, simulation, engineering life cycle software development, and he specializes in SPDM. We are honored to have all three of them with us today to present the session for us.
And welcome everybody to our webinar where we will present the SimManager user interface, the new SimManager user interface. We have a very simple agenda for today. There will be a very brief introduction to the topics. The main part will be live demo. And afterwards, we will have the Q&A session. So let's move on to that when the focus is right. So SimManager, all about is how to collaborate efficiently and how to manage data consistently in order to manage your simulation data in a good way and to accelerate your processes. So the keywords and factors to success are collaboration, acceleration, innovation as well, and being consistent with your data. Otherwise, it looks like this picture shown, and we want to move a little bit to this direction, to more clean data management, clean processes, repeatable processes, and a user-friendly environment for simulation data and process management. Regarding the new SimManager user interface, this is a complete redesign of the user interface. There was no bricks on each other. Everything is built ground up new in the user interface. Based on a new technology, and we will present fast a complete simulation process, starting from the CAD import, then mesh data, assemble the data, send it to the HPC, post-process data, and compare it afterwards. And for the CAD import, we will show the new automatic importer that allows you to have template or process-based import mechanisms tailored to customers' needs. In the meshing part, we will show or use the REST API and show a tool integration with the client-side tool. For the assembly, we will show the simulation generator. In Simulate, we will cover a bit about HPC integration, and after the automated post-processing, we will have a deeper view to the new compare mechanisms of the new SimManager user interface. And first, when I hand over to Simon, first of all, we will introduce the new user interface in general. What changed, what are the new concepts, and afterwards we will go to that process just shown, and show how the system can be used in a real use case scenario.
Yeah, then I'm taking over here, switching back from or away from PowerPoint and going directly over into the browser. So this, first of all, is the basic login mask from SimManager. We're logging in with our credentials, and then we're in the system. We see it's quite new, so it looks modern. And what we see here is we have a 3-panel layout. The one which you see here in the middle is the main content window. On the right, we have the tree, the data tree, which is in there. You can navigate. So the navigation tree enables you to navigate through your data based on metadata, which that you provided when generating the data. Then here on the top, you have the so-called whiteboard. The whiteboard is your place, or is the place of the user where he can collect data, compare it, work with it actually. That's some kind of a whiteboard, it's called,
Who's that guy in the upper right?
In the upper right, that's me, and there we have the next thing that I wanted to show, the preference page. Let's go to it. So we have some new settings that you can choose. So first of all, I told you that we have a 3-panel layout. You can arrange the layout however you would like to. So in the classic, so we call the predecessor UI, we call it classic UI. You always had the tree on the left, and so here you can switch however you like, and you see it's all real time. I stick to that. I'm working with that. I like that the most. Then you also have the possibilities to change the sizes of tables, of trees, and so on. So for example, here, if you say, I want to see more data, I have good eyes, then you can switch to tiny. Otherwise, you get back to compact. Same is for lists. Let's put something in here. That's also very nice. You can drag and drop data into the whiteboard, and even there you can switch the size of the tables. And then, last not least, what I want to show you here in the preference page is the themes. So we have different themes. Right now we have a light and a dark theme. We can have even more themes based to your needs. Also possible. I'll stick to the light theme. I like it more. Yeah. Good. So one more thing here about the UI. You've seen we switched here into the preferences. If you want to go back, you can now use the browser's back and forward button, which wasn't possible in the classic UI. So that's really that enables you much more. Gives you more abilities, let's call it like that. So you can copy these URLs, you can send it to colleagues, even view. So everything that you see on screen here, you can, it's basically in that URL, and you can share that with your colleagues. And apart from that, you can also bookmark those pages. That's one of the biggest changes, I would say, that has been done apart from the look and feel.
Can I work with multiple tabs?
Sure, of course. So that's also was something in the old UI which wasn't working. You can open work in multiple tabs. Let's do that. I'm copying something in there and do something completely different in a different tab. That's now also working. Here, what I forgot to mention on the top, you have the menu bar where you can search for data, and yeah, navigate to whatever you want to. What's also new is we have that recent view now. So you see objects that you have recently searched for or visited, and that's shown here at the very top. So yeah, things that you visit often get ranked higher, and you see that on the top. So it's also very nice. And then here you have the menu bar where you can do things with your data, start actions, launch actions, and do that stuff. Great. I think that's it for very quickly introduction to the new UI itself. We have 3 panels: whiteboard, trees, and the main window here in the middle. We can close them, open them, make them full screen. So that's all. Yeah, flexible.
Resize it as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. So that's it about the new UI and the first introduction about the new UI. There's more to come now, but we will now stick to the process that Jan has mentioned earlier. So with that, or for that, the first point was to import CAD data into the system. So usually you would do that with an PDM connector, but in today's webinar, we will do that with the new feature called the Automagic Importer. Thanks. Automagic Importer. And this importer for that will go to the project. First, we have to go somewhere where we launch that action, where we want to import our data to. So our data is always stored in a certain project. And therefore, we navigate to project first. And here on that project overview, we see some information about the project, how much data is in there, how it's called, and when it was created, and some more information. But what we actually want to do is we're using here the automatic import, and then we are being taken to that page here. So the automatic import asks us first to choose a directory. So we're importing local files which are stored on our machines. Can be anything. So we have chosen the CAD data as an example. With that importer, you can really import basically everything. From CAD to your simulation to physical test data, everything is possible with it. We can handle everything. So as Jan said, it can be tailored to your needs. So first of all, you choose a directory. I've prepared here, so we're doing the simulation, the demo with the Chevy Silverado. So what we're seeing here is we have the CAD data and that we're going to upload. So upload is actually on that point the wrong word. This happens on our client, so nothing is yet uploaded to the server. And for that, we get the data displayed here. And then we have to choose a processor. The processor defines what is being done with the data. So it analyzes your data, and from the data structure, or it extracts attributes from the data, and that's what it's actually doing. We have here some things prepared. Actually, right now we're doing the CAD import. Therefore, I'm choosing this one. Okay. Don't get irritated by that message here. That's just a warning, so it's not an error. It's just saying us that there are too many objects which are not all shown here. So out of that structure or out of that directory that we have imported, SimManager or the automatic import will generate 429 objects, or it detected 429 objects. Doesn't mean that they even get created in the system, because it could be that some parts are already in the system. One thing that I forgot to mention, at the beginning, we already have CAD data in the system. What we are importing here is an updated version. So we don't know yet what has been updated in the CAD data. the import will tell us right away. So
the price from PDM?
Surprise from PDM, right. So yeah, we have analyzed, so the script has analyzed our data. Here it gets displayed what it's doing. And when we click on next, we can change the project as we have selected it. It's pre-selected. And once we click on import, now the files actually get uploaded to the server. So all the files are being uploaded. And then the physical or the SimManager objects are being created now. You can see here now the summary. So the import is already done. It is updated or uploaded 100 megabytes, and 7 new objects have been created, and 314 objects have been skipped. The 314 objects have been skipped because they were already in the system. So we have received an update from the PDM system, which was partial update. And let's see what has been changed. You can click here. If you click on the number here, you get forwarded to the objects that have been created in that process. Okay. So in that overview here in that table, you see some metadata of the objects that have been generated. First of all, you see the type, the name, label, which project, who has created it, when, and so on. So let us analyze it. We see that 2 items have been created. Items are usually the part numbers to which belong actually it comes from the PDM system. Sorry, yeah. And then of course we have variants with its numeration, which also coming from the PDM system. And then here we have design module, which is the cut product. So a cut product usually has some cut parts below it. It has components. And yeah, so there was a new variant V2 imported of a frame and 2 new cut parts. So now let us check what has been actually changed between this one and the predecessor. And for that we now use our whiteboard. And for that, we select the object that we actually want to paste into a whiteboard. And here with that pencil, we can push it to the whiteboard. So let's do a replace, not sure if there was something in. And then we have that object in the whiteboard. And now that whiteboard can grow over time. So when you search for more data, let's use the tree now to search for other data and search for the predecessor frame. It was that one here. You see frame V2 and frame cut part. Let's upload it into here. And then first of all, we have that displayed in a list, and now our compare mechanisms are coming. So first of all, we can simply compare the metadata in such a table. We see in blue we highlighted the changes. We can also invert the table, and there we see the changes. Actually, the name has changed, the label, and the creation date. Let's go forward to an even nicer comparison. So we have 2 cut products. And we now want to see what actually has been changed in them. And there we can use the assembly compare. So every cut product, or both of the cut products, have cut parts. And these cut parts are displayed or compared against each other. And there we see where changes are. So on the left side, we have the V2, the one that we've just imported. And on the right side, the old one. And there we see on the new one, there has been introduced a new tube cross member, and I think it has to be 2 because we've seen 2 cut parts. Here it is, the DODA cut part as well. So if you go over that, we have showing a mini overview of that part, so you don't have to actually change to the object in its overview. You get a mini overview in there if you hover.
But you could go to that part.
You could go to that as well if you want to. Let's click on it, and then yeah, you get to the overview of the object. In there, you can see the next thing that we have. Visualization of the object. So we can visualize with the help of vColor. We can visualize any data ranging from CAD to CAE.
But you imported a CAD. How do you get to such a vColor thing?
Yeah, that's also a good one. So SimManager has mechanisms for that. It's called the enrichment process or enrichment functionality. So enrichment is basically something that helps you to enrich your data. In that case, we've enriched it with a visualized model. But you can do anything with it. So customers from mine, they are doing a quality check with it, or even using AI or planning to use AI and that you can all do in the enrichment. So the enrichment gets always triggered when an object of a certain type is created in the system, and you can define which kind of enrichment you want to do with such an object. It's always being triggered automatically, and yeah. So yeah, that's how the vColor visualization is done. Good. So as we now have our data in the system, our CAD data, we now want to mesh it. So that's usually the next step in the simulation world. You're going to mesh the data, the CAD data. Therefore, I assume you're usually working in your preprocessor tool. In my case, I'm using ANSA today. So in ANSA, we have a plugin, SimManager plugin, which allows you to retrieve and publish afterwards data back into the system. That's all done via the REST API. First of all, you have to log in. So in the back end, it's using the REST API. You do have to do a login in there. And then you can do a retrieve. First of all, you need to select which object you actually want to retrieve from SimManager. Therefore, we have to select some metadata. So let's go into the Silverado CAD project. In there, we have stored everything that we wanted. Face area, V1, and then the frame. Good. And now I've clicked on download. So in the background, the file now gets downloaded from SimManager and being opened in ANSA. And for the sake of time, I've implemented an auto meshing script in there, which already run. So because you don't want to watch me doing the meshing and all that stuff. Therefore, we've done that already. So next step, you've done your work. Usually, probably takes a bit longer. But next time or next thing that you want to do is you want to upload it again. And for that, you have to again provide metadata where you want to store your data in. And for that, we select the mesh model project. So that's something, a philosophic thing where you store your data in and how you take them apart. So I've taken the item frame because we're importing a frame. Then you have to choose a face. Let's choose pre-production. Provide a variant name. I call it V4. Then a model name. It's the frame. We can even change whether we want to import LS Dyna, Nastran, whatever. And providing a description. Initial meshing. And then we upload it, a meshed model from ANSA into SimManager. And here we are on the import process, and we see the two new objects have been created. And those objects we can see by clicking, switching to the Created tab, and then there we see a mesh model has been imported, and a new variant has been generated. yeah, that was actually the tool integration. We don't only can do that with ANSA, we can do that with any application. Yeah, whatever pre-processor tool you have, you can integrate with SimManager via the REST API. So everything that you're able to do via the GUI, you can also do via the REST API. Good. Then magic importer done. ANSA integration as well. Heading over to the
how do we simulate that?
to the simulation generator. So what we have in the system now, we have just a mesh model and include basically, and now we want to include that in a simulation. So therefore, we have a tool called the simulation generator. The simulation generator is, let me open it and then tell you something about it. So go to there, and there we have the simulation generator. Okay, so what are you seeing here? You see on the left side here, you see includes. These are basically includes. And here are load cases. And what the simulation generator enables you is massive reuse of your includes. So you save time by reusing includes, reusing models. You don't have to mesh them over and over again. What else? You can you can here with that matrix, you can define which includes should be used in which scenario or load case. This is actually a car here, so we have the typical Euro NCAP ones and so on. But this can be anything. This doesn't only have to be from the car. It can be also in the aero. What else?
Manufacturing.
Everywhere. Yeah, you can use that. So
custom solutions.
Yeah. What we actually do here, we have already. So you see here that a simulation has already been simulated here, and we want to create a new variant. So that what you see here is stored on a variant, and we are creating an iteration of that variant. And therefore, we're clicking here, and then providing a new name. Let's call it countermeasure, and then click OK. And we see now the column is unlocked, and we can use it again. So, and what we are doing now, we are exchanging the frame, the old frame, with the new one. So by clicking on that line here, we get the so-called model editor. And there you can change or filter down your data or select your data based again on metadata. Therefore, we're selecting pre-production and the frame key. And then, we've changed one model. And then, when we are ready with our models, we can unset ticks, set ticks, whatever, change to some changes, and then we can take care of the actual parameters of the workflow. So Jan already told you at the beginning that we're doing here. So the workflow in SimManager is called Assemble and Simulate. What it does is it assembles your parts, your includes, into a run-ready deck, and the run-ready deck is then sent to the HPC, simulated, and once the simulation is done, is being post-processed. And there we have, you can change the parameters to whatever you like to. So you change the version, number of CPUs, and so on, so that you can change here. I'm changing it to version 3.0. The post-processing version. And once you're done with that, you click on OK, your settings are saved, and you're good to go to submit your workflow here. And that I'm going to do now. And now we have submitted a simulation. So and you can assume, one cool feature here in the simulation generator, is the submit all. So you can, when you've prepared everything, you can submit it in one shot, and you don't even have to care about how to get my data into the HPC and backwards and so on, post-processing. That's all done automatically. And that's how SimManager helps you to be more efficient, to run more simulation in shorter time. Yeah.
There's a green running man. Does the system tell us more about the process is running now?
It is running. So the green mannequin it's called, I think, is showing us that the process is running. We can take a look at it. So here we see in the process tree at which step we actually are. We're at the perform solve, so we are actually in the HPC. Our simulation is running, and then we're waiting for the simulation to come back. And during that time, maybe we can compare what has been changed between the previous and
because what was happening in the background is that the includes were assembled to a run-ready deck, and then this run-ready deck, or it's
probably already created,
was sent to the HPC, but deck was already created.
Yeah. And now if let's put it up into the whiteboard, and let's search for its predecessor. I think I have it somewhere here on my dashboard. No, let's see it.
On the input deck.
Yeah. We wanted to go to the input deck. Yeah, let's do it like that. Sorry for the confusion. Add it to the whiteboard, and now we have our two input decks in the whiteboard, and we see that something has changed here, something has changed, then something is not existent anymore, and
you deselected the checkboxes and selected the checkbox.
Correct. To show you that we can show you the differences of the two simulations, and with that,
Can you now go to the back button and see the process status again?
I could. But we moved a bit far, and let's see where we are.
How to update?
And that's taking 10 seconds, but I think we should be good. And while the simulation is running, I think I'm heading over to you, Jan.
Yeah, you have a quite fast HPC because you're just extracting the key results here. I think people are keen on that performance in the HPC.
Okay, so process is already done. Simulation has been executed, and post-processing as well. So what we've done here in the demo is we've faked it due to the lack of time. And now Jan is showing you the possibilities, the comparison possibilities.
We change sides. So because I'm right-handed and I need the mouse on that side. So I'm going back to your dashboard maybe first to find the data I want to compare. So let's go to view all of that variance from the dashboard gadget, and you had the countermeasure.
There's a question in between because there is very little information. Can I add more information, more columns?
Sure, we have a lot of space here left, so I can just go here and say configure columns, and we only show label project created at in this configuration, but the user, for instance, can say, okay, let me also show, do you have an idea what you want to show?
Yeah, the creator, who has created the data?
Oops, who's that? This is with C? Okay, filter here. C, R. Created by, maybe description, if you have texts in it. And say, okay. It's Simon again here. And this is good. You told in the description what happened here. Nice. So, we had the countermeasure. We can push that to the whiteboard. We can look for the pedigree or audit trail. what was created or what is connected to that variant. So we see there's an input deck connected, there's a result on it as well, where the result files from HPC are, and also 85 key results and so on. But I don't want to go over those in detail, like the images or so, because there's other mechanisms, like I can compare curves based on that. So the system will present me all the curves from that variant. It finds via the auto trail, and I can thus just filter here, for instance, if I'm interested in forces, and click those, or it's only force, so I click on the select all, and I get that. I can zoom in and zoom out here, and have different means for that. I can, if I like that, I can store a filter on that, or say, okay, this is force curves. Click on the disk, and now system will remember that setting later on, because right now it's only the one variant. But going back, I can also use my base variant for that, and let's say pencil add to whiteboard, and then it's added here. I can select all, run, and yeah, have means to compare the data. For instance, only the front ones. For instance, I could also filter for those here, by the way. So this is very similar here. This is different. That I can compare curves, and I can compare different variants as well. Could add another one to that and say, okay, add to whiteboard, and get even more. And so I can compare curve data in the system. But I also have the option to compare values, for instance. So there's different mechanisms like spider plots, pie charts, or the classical bar charts. So you can filter here. I don't know, I want to open center displacement, for instance, and compare it to the engine mount, X-force, and so I get the classical bar charts here. I can zoom in as well. If there's a lot of values, I could filter here and so on. As said, there's other mechanisms like pie charts, for instance. So I have 3 variants in, so I see pie chart for that value. Could also have the bubble chart, where I can see, okay, where is my data kind of located in that, or such a mechanism, or the spider plot, where the data is not so good for a demo here. It's all on displacement. So spider plot is possible as well. This, yeah, it's also a new compare mechanism. Works well. Good. But it's not only about values and curves we can compare. We can also have a look at the images and movies. So let me I prepared something here and say, okay, I have 2 images here. Let's say I replace it in the whiteboard and say, okay, compare files, and set the both files here. Nope, open, like that. And well, this is images side by side. Hard to detect what is the difference. So we implemented an overlay mechanism here, or blending, which gives me the option to blend from image to image and see what are the differences between those? This is for images. There are many other filters as well, working with coloring, illumination, overlaying, etc. This is one possibility for the image comparison. We also have, just go back here and end up to the dashboard, which is quite fast. We can also compare movies. We do the replace here and selecting two movies like that. Okay, I can play the movies.
Can I play them both in parallel? That they are
actually, you can play them with this, and then they're running in sync. But can you spot the difference here? You can.
Actually, yeah. In that case, it's a bit easier.
Yeah, it's easy, but let's do that. You can also have it this way, including the blend mechanism. We have different playback speeds and so on, and with that you can all in the browser, compare your data. Yeah, and with that, I think we are through.
Yeah, I wanted to mention one thing because I forgot it at the beginning.
You forgot then?
Yeah. So one more thing to add, which also is a nice new feature, are tags. So we can, or you can now, SimManager allows you to tag your data. It's working in the same way as Jira labels are working. So if you know Jira labels, the tags are working in a similar way. You can tag your data. Let's select those two. Jan, do you mind to type, I don't know, something, review?
Nice movies.
Nice movies. And so with that, you can tag your data. You can, again, search for tags. So if you have more than these two objects and with tags, you can search for all objects which are tagged with nice, and so on. So tagging is also a new feature which was delivered by the new UI to us. So
Okay, awesome. With that, gentlemen, Jan, Simon, thank you for the nice presentation, and thank you everyone in the audience for your time and patience. We will, if there are more questions, as you see on the screen, reach any one of us, and we would love to get back to you if you have business queries or any queries regarding what has been presented today or what are the product directions. We would love to get in touch with you.